everyone. I am thrilled to be with you today, here all the way from the other side in America. My name is Brenda Bisner, and I am the Chief Content Officer for Cadoodle TV, owned by a parent media company, Inc., based out of Calgary, Canada. Cadoodle TV is a safe streaming channel for children under 12 in over 160 countries. We own the word safe streaming and created a movement around safe streaming, with the whole value mission being that we believe in keeping kids safe online, hence the birth of Cadoodle TV. With that, we adhere to the highest letters of the law when it comes to keeping kids safe online, COPPA, GDPR, etc. Cadoodle TV is a large AVOD channel now spanning the world and hosting some of the biggest brands from all over the globe. And within that, we are categorized and placed on connected TV systems around the world. So that can be anything from Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Hisense, Samsung, Vizio, iOS, Android, wherever you receive content, it is always available for free with no barrier to entry. The audience that we're really catering for is, like I said, under 12, and we break that down into age buckets. So that could be preschool, 5 to 8, and 9 to 12. Within that, categorized content offerings for kids and families globally. We also have a variety of language options from English, Spanish, French, German, Hindi, Portuguese, Italian, you name it. We're offering that for everyone. On Cadoodle TV, we also host one of the largest gaming content offerings that is safe streaming vetted. When we say safe streaming, we mean that we're a closed platform. Everything is human driven for us, not machine automated. So if you compare that, it's as if we're holding your child's hand when you cross the street, which allows parents to have peace of mind when their kids are streaming online. So our gaming offering was a natural component of that, given the rise of Roblox, of course, Minecraft, all the wonderful Nintendo games. And last year alone, that grew over 500%. So parents know that if their kids are watching those games on our channel, that they are seeing them in a safe way. The special tone and sauce of our channel is that we are, again, safe streaming, and we believe in co-viewing, which is why connected TVs are a major point of entry for us, as well as Android and iOS. So the content offering for us spans from SpongeBob to Peppa Pig to Paw Patrol, Kids Diana. We have, Baby Shark, again, the largest gaming content on the planet in a safe streaming environment. And we're really looking to curate content that is well known and that is loved by kids globally, and also give a place for new creators to find another revenue stream and, of course, a new audience for themselves. So that includes looking for some of the biggest YouTube creators that exist with large audiences. And together, all of that content gives a huge offering for our audience on a global scale. Some of the big shows that we have today, if it's a big brand, it's going to do incredibly well for us. It just is what it is. So when we launch something like Blue's Clues or Bubble Guppies or SpongeBob, or we launch the LOL Ball or Rainbow High, we're going to see immediate success. We also see this with brands like The Dodo. And if you haven't seen The Dodo, it's fantastic. Or Recess Therapy, another gem that we found on YouTube. We're seeing that the immediate audience is coming with the content because our brands are communicating that they're on Cadoodle TV. And we see the success out of the gate with those brands. They're so fun to watch grow because we know that our audience is really resonating. And we have a very active parent audience. So when we do launch something that's interesting and resonating, we hear from our families, which we encourage because we want to know what parents need and want so that we can give them, the resources to help with the, journey of raising children in today's world. The reason our shows do so well is not just because they have big brand awareness, but also because they're positioned correctly within the ethos of Cadoodle TV. So we look at different meta flags, any sort of, category placements, from friendship to music to movement to science. We're looking to really curate different playlists for our audience that they can resonate with. So if you're a dinosaur family, we've got dinosaurs. If you're into STEM content, we've got STEM content. Let's say Spanish is your first language, we've got Spanish content. And really the journey over the last several years as, the chief content officer has been an incredible honor to collect all of the great brands and some of the new gems that we find to bring to children all around the world. Because as a company, we truly believe that all the children in the world are our children. And it is our obligation to make sure that we're delivering content in a safe way. And I believe that from a brand ownership perspective, there's something really, really nourishing and meaningful for partners to know that they're putting their content in a place that is indeed safe for children. When we talk about content and we talk about the human vetting process, everything goes through a QA for us. Every second of content is watched, no matter what it is. We also do that with our advertising. We have a very large COPA compliant advertising business that we work with all of the big partners, from the DSPs, SSPs. We're working with everybody in the business to make sure that we're delivering not just safe content, but adverts that are appropriate for children, and that those adverts are placed at appropriate times, never interrupting or disintegrating a piece of content that you all spend so much time and money to make. We really value and respect the brands that we have. And when we're putting something on the channel, it's never about slapping something on the channel. It's about thinking through it thoroughly with our partners, right? Because they made the brand. And understanding proper points in the content to place an advert where it makes sense. For us, we work on a CPM basis, and none of the revenue that our partners make is dependent upon an advert. And our CPM rate doesn't arbitrarily change. So there's peace of mind to know that A, you're safe, 2, you're going to have a steady business model, and 3, that you're going to be reaching hundreds of millions of families globally. The next piece of, growth for our business, because, I'll tell you, since 2012, when we launched, we have been on a trajectory that looks a lot like this. During COVID, we grew over 3,200%, and that has not slowed down for us. So it's a continuation of reaching more platforms where our families are. It's a continuation of bringing on more content specific to, language offering. It's looking at, collecting more of the biggest brands in the world and furthering those partnerships to be even more big, right? And that can mean more content to exclusives on their next launch of content. We do a lot of those deals. Currently we've just launched the new Blippi Wonders. We've done this with Paw Patrol. We do this with Lullabies. We've done this with a few different brands, and we're looking at creative business models that give not only the brand an advantage, but make it special for being on Cadoodle TV. Now, I don't know if all of you have been on Roku or any of these other, connected TV platforms and seen the mass amount of options that a family has, right? And for us, we're a trusted go-to because we're safe streaming. We also give parents peace of mind in a big way. And really, when we're looking at content, it's, has this been diluted across the AVOD platform? What's the differentiation on that brand? What makes it special about being on Cadoodle? The above and beyond that we're delivering to our families, we're also looking for and developing, with our partners in an even bigger way. So social media marketing is important. What is the strategy that a brand has to, I like to say, cut through the crowd and get to the front of the stage to see the concert, right? There's a lot of choices out there. So what is the conversation that the brand is having with parents, right? Because we talk to parents. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Highly encourage you to download Cadoodle and watch it. It's something we tell all partners to do. And, when we're looking at brands, it's, what's the audience? What's the strategy? What makes it different? Where else has it been? Is there anything else that we need to know that's special about this brand? Is there an anniversary? Is there something that this brand is doing to give back in a philanthropic way? Those are interesting points for us to look at. And it's content always. It's always a technology play. It's always looking at data and being able to measure in a better way. Last year, we launched our backend analytics tool. We're the only AVOD channel outside of YouTube to offer this to our partners. So when you launch a brand with Kadoodle, you have a daily heartbeat of what's going on with your show, and you can see real-time analytics. You can also look into see, what your marketing badge status is. If y'all got a Peloton during COVID, you know about the badge, award that you get. So there's incentive to participate, as well as all of our reporting that comes out of that. And that tool will evolve over the next few years as well. So those are just a few areas outside of advertising, which we're watching change rapidly in the space with all of the different, companies taking on more of an AVOD play as well. Because, with the cost of living squeeze, I don't know if your gas prices are as high as ours are, but you have to make some cutbacks in the household, right? And some of those are going to be some of the SVOD platforms. So, partnering with different SVOD players to offer a package of content to Kadoodle TV audience to build awareness. And if that family can't afford something, be able to also reach, an audience within Kadoodle TV is a really special thing. If you'd like to pitch us, you're welcome to email content@kadoodle.tv. That's content@kadoodle.tv. I highly encourage that, number one, it's completed. Number two, you understand your AVOD rights availability from a worldwide perspective. Obviously, we can geo-block where necessary. I also encourage you to have looked at Kadoodle TV and understand the whole mission of our company, the safe streaming values that we believe in so deeply, because we really, really like to align with partners who also believe in safe streaming, and that placing their content in Kadoodle TV is bigger than just putting your content anywhere else. It actually has meaning to it. So those are a few things. When you email content, you get an automatic response. We get the email. Please do not send 100 emails. Please do not follow up every week. At this stage, it's been about 800 submissions per week on the steady average that we receive. And we do get through every one of them as fast as we possibly can. And we look to launch, content on a weekly basis as quickly as we can. But there is a lot of thought that goes into it. And we are a human-driven company, not just a machine-driven company. So, some courtesy around that. But we always want to meet and see new brands and see what's happening and what the feeling is in the landscape. We hear from a lot of creators, we hear from a lot of parents, and, it would be a pleasure to meet you all. And I hope to see you in real life next year in Sheffield. And with that, I will say thank you very much for having Kadoodle TV. It's always an honor to participate in this market.